My name is Garth, otherwise known as Big G.
My name is Richie Blackford.
Mrs. Griffiths would have been very proud of her daughter, Marcia, even though she reluctantly allowed her into the music business. Marcia went.
Yeah. All we need to do is to recognize that if we put investment in, we are revitalizing communities. How we deal with small man? And so the sound system started to come up. The sound system was the small man entertainment. And
Inimitable. Toots. Mr. Frederick Hibbert himself. And the Matos.
his mother, Prince Buster, had his imprint all over it. You know? And
Sundays come here.
And as usual, as we say, Sunday is already here. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Scoops. And today again, we're featuring some of the early,
what you call them, the greats.
Rocksteady giants. I'm not Richard Empire's great, I'm a giant.
Well, you know,
Keith and Tex, dynamic duo. And of course,
Rudy Mills.
Mr. John Jones himself, Rudy Mills.
Yeah, there you go. So, wherever you are this Sunday afternoon, just push back your chair or your furniture, get your favorite little thing. If you need any more spirits than what we're gonna throw down on you this afternoon, and we wanted to enjoy Sunday Scoops with Rudy Mills and Keith and Tex. I guess we're gonna get off the thing. Oh,
Yeah, we have to start off with music, and the best music on the planet, let me tell you, Rocksteady, although it is short-lived. We'll kick it off with Stop That Train, Keith and Tex.
Stop that train, I wanna get on. My baby, she's leaving me now. Stop that train, I wanna get on. My baby, she's leaving me now. She said she was going on the morning train. She won't be back for now.
We need not play out the whole line.
No,
Draw your brakes,
on the
Scotty.
train. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Dry your brakes. We have to let in
have to
the
let
big
on.
man, Tex.
Yes. I tell you.
Mr. Texas, welcome to Sunday Scoop, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Glad to be here.
Well, look,
man.
young man like Gregory Hines.
I'm
I bet
telling
what
you,
people
yeah,
call
yeah.
him Gregory Hines.
It must be. But say the train taking on another passenger as well. So we're getting
Right.
there. We're getting there.
Gentlemen, I'm having technical difficulties. Can I log off and log back on?
We're hearing you good enough. We're hearing you. We're seeing you loud and
I have a drop down dropping on my screen. I can't see one of you.
not a problem. Keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
man.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, Keith and Tex, and you have the original. This song was produced by Derek Harriott, and I tell you, Derek Harriott is one of the biggest producers because lots of artists. But the duo, as you know them, Keith and Tex, was originally Keith Rowe and Philip Dixon, original from St. Andrew Parish. And, Richard, back in the early days, they auditioned with Prince Buster and Coxsone and Duke Reed, and the man them said, no, star, we
Well,
can't do it, you know.
I want to hear from them because how voices like these, market, the period was a very competitive period. But Tex, let's get the ball rolling. You have been in the business for a bit, and we want to ask you to kind of just help us to set the tone for the viewers and the listeners out there. The atmosphere at the time, your experiences. You guys you were part of a group. Talk about that.
Yeah, as a youth, we used to clown around, play football with guys, and we listened to music from abroad, everything. I never had any big intentions of me becoming a singer or anything like that. But how this all started is that I heard that there was a group of guys rehearsing some songs in a piece of land called Francis Bush, which was close to Pembroke Hall. So I was curious. I decided to go have a listen. And there were four guys, and they were singing. They sounded pretty good, and they were singing some rock R&B from the States. I decided to join in and become the Fifth Harmony or whatever, and it sounded like it was good to go. So, cut a long story short, we tried to record it. We went for an audition to Duke Reed, and it didn't work well because we were nervous. So, uh, three of the guys decided to drop out of the group, and that left Keith and myself to continue on. We rehearsed for a period of time, came up with some songs, and boom, we went to Derek Harriott and he recorded us, and that's how we became Keith and Tex.
Well, Keith is in studio with us, so I want to hear his tip because I know in those days it's a regular thing. Cox will tell him, Johnson, where you come here for to mash up my business, come out the studio. Who tell
Yeah,
him,
Duke Reed wasn't very like it was Gladdy at the time was the guy who was doing the audition, and he unceremoniously
just run
took
out
us
of the
out of
place.
the studio. He
Who's
said,
that? Which
"You guys
Johnny?
need to
Johnson from the Techniques?
um no Gladdy from Stranger and Gladdy."
Oh, straight. Oh, okay, okay. Keith is in with us. Keith,
Can you guys hear me?
Sunday school.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
we
man.
can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
Hearing you loud and clear.
Rudy's having some issues getting in, all right?
We might
So I was working with him, but
not going anywhere. Listen, the train is on the road, so we have on the rails, so we have to we have to keep running. But how did you yourself come into this business, Keith?
well, let's see. I was always interested in singing.
Right.
As a child, I was influenced by my mother, who always had music in the house, and she herself could sing really well. But and so the influence around you, I used to go to school, Franklin Town, and back in those days of radio fusion, you hear music playing, and I heard this guy singing, man, Delroy Wilson.
Little boy at
I'm
the
in
time.
a dancing mood, and them kind of music, man. And I used to sing along with him, I said, well, I can sing too, You recognize that. But even before that, my parents were pastors, so there was a lot of singing in the church, and from a young age, I could sing, I could carry a tune, and so my father, when they had conventions, he would say to the church, like say they're trying to get money for a church building or to do a project or something. So if you want to hear Keith sing, 216.
216 put him up.
Come up with 216. and they would get the 216, and I'd go up and I'd sing. And then and later on, you want to hear Keith sing again?
5 shillings.
£1.
Price gone up.
Price raised.
Price gone up, and things like that, And then so you kind of get the bug, of singing. And then when I went to Kingston College, well, even before that, in Franklin Town High School on Fridays they had talent concerts, and I would sing then. And then when I went to Kingston College, found guys who had similar talent and similar likings,
Right.
and and interest, and we formed a band called the Mighty. What was it?
Mystics.
The Mighty Mystics. Yes. And the rest
The
is
rest is history. Who were you? Because you went to KC what year?
63.
63. That means that you're there with what was his name? The sax keyboard player, Jackie Mitu.
Jackie Mitu was there, yeah man.
Right.
Yeah man.
You would have been there with what's his name too? Oh my goodness, memory failing me. So in old age is a hell of a thing. But but
Yeah.
you know,
Paro was in my class. Paro who played drums for Scatterlight now. Who else? Trombonist Poco was there.
right.
Who else was there? I think Barry from Paragons was there. But they were older than me, so they were in more senior classes.
Well, so you guys, you were part of the group. You and Tex were in the same group together at then. Because from what our little research say, after Coxon and all of them, I think you went to Prince Buster, Tex. Prince Buster was one of them. Coxon, Duke Reed, who else? But
No, we didn't go to Jackson. We went to Prince Buster. We went to Duke Reed,
Yeah,
and then we went downtown.
right.
And
Derek Harriet decided to record you guys.
Yeah. We
What
were
was the
trying to
first
get
tune? What was the tune you recorded at the time?
first one was Tonight.
tonight.
Tonight. Well, let's give the listeners a little taste of that and then we come back. Because it's a long, the story long and we're going to carry all of those stories. Right?
A long story.
Yeah, man.
Why won't you come on? Tell me that you love me tonight, tonight, tonight. Why won't you please tell me, baby, tonight, tonight, tonight. I tried my best to show you that I loved you, but you were untrue. I don't know why you lied, but you lied to me. Why won't you come on, squeeze me, baby, tonight, tonight, tonight. Why won't you squeeze?
Yes.
Who wrote the song?
I did.
Kitty write this out.
Who played the bass on that?
The bass player from the Mighty Vikings. What's it? I forget his name now.
Memory man, memory field.
No, don't bother because it's going to embarrass the whole of it. So, but
Yeah,
if I remember though, in those days, what's his name? Lynn Tate would have been, because that guitar styling sound Lynn Tate-ish.
It's exactly him.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
he.
There you go. There's some elements. In fact, there's a view out there that the father of
Reggae.
rocksteady music in Jamaica, you got?
Yeah.
Is
Lynn
Lynn Tate. And you guys give us your feedback on that.
For sure, man.
I don't know if I would call him the father, but I would call him an integral part of
Yeah.
reggae music, without which the Rocksteady, especially,
Yeah.
that sound, that Rocksteady sound. By the way, Rocksteady is so short-lived, but that is the music that has lasted the longest.
Yes. Absolutely.
We actually did a program a couple weeks ago. Remember that guy where we're looking at the top 60 songs,
Yeah.
and it was a when we got into that rocksteady era,
Between
2.5 years,
66 and
66
68.
to 68, and we had a problem to find you know, because it's as you just said, Keith, it's one of the richest area of our music.
And Richard, not only is the volume of music which was produced, and not just the volume, it was the quality of the
quality.
music.
Quality, yeah.
The
yeah.
And
quality of the
the
music.
vibes in it. It was like a romantic kind of smooth kind of singing.
It sort of epitomized. In fact, for me, as a you know, and I do a lot of social commentary and writing. I've always maintained that mid 1960s period, 66 to 68, going into 69.
Even 69, yeah.
Yeah,
69.
was what I call the golden period in Jamaica. The
Exactly
country
what I was
changing.
saying.
Yeah. Yes, Tex. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I've said that too. Like that period of music in Jamaica is Jamaica's golden age of music. And that's what living on in posterity for our vibes. So you're totally right, man. That's the way I feel about it.
All right. Now, you guys had your relationship. Tell us about that with Derek Harriott, because Derek Harriott represented another side of the music. I don't necessarily think that the industry, outside of him being as a performer, the industry places much emphasis on the work
as
that
a
he
producer.
did. Yes.
And we did an interview with him some months ago too.
Right.
Right.
Give us your thoughts on that relationship.
Well, as kids, young guys, 15, 16, we're kind of gullible. We like talent. We looked up to him as, a great teacher, a guy with great talent. We never had our minds on the production aspect or, the reward we could get from doing recordings. I think like the temptation was there, like with all promoters, to utilize artists, take what you can get, and because we're young, we didn't know any better. But suffice to say, I don't think he treated us as fairly as he could have.
Right.
I think there's a lot to be desired in the way he treated us, and that will go down, in my mind as one of the great injustices that's done to us.
Keith,
I don't know what Keith's opinion is.
Yeah. No, listen, that's what this program is about. One of the things we're trying to do, and just so we, lay the foundation, is our view has always been, our little team here at Yard Media, and, though you've seen myself and Garth on the screen, there's Magic, who is the magician behind all of this, and,
Right.
and his wife, Judy. But we have the view that the music, the stories behind the music is a lot bigger than the music itself. And in fact, what we're really trying to do here is to tell the stories together, bring them together.
Right.
And then sweeten it up with some of the music.
And then, without a doubt, because that's what is the driver. But the most important thing is, and it's not with looking back and trying to throw dirt on anybody, but there are stories.
But there are certain realities, yeah.
And if you experience cuts in life, you have the scars to show it.
Absolutely. And so, but it's for you guys. Here's an opportunity to tell that story, and that's what we're trying to do. So, Keith, your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are, before I even speak on the negative side of the business aspect of a relationship with him, I have to acknowledge that he gave us the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Without that opportunity, we wouldn't be here today talking. So I acknowledge that. Personally, I trusted Derek Harriott to take care of two kids. I was 16 years old, man, I trusted him because he's a very personable person. And he, we fell under his spell, so to speak. And but we trusted him to take care of us. You know what I mean? And he didn't. I will be forever disappointed in that because it's been over 50 years, and until this day, we have not been remunerated. You know what I mean? So I will always be disappointed. I'll give him credit for the opportunity, but that's about it, man, and that's the truth.
So your first record you did, this record here we did,
This anthem.
This anthem, yeah, because it's bigger than a record. This you did with him.
Yes.
Yes.
All our recordings were done with Derek.
We didn't do another promoter.
Yeah, you never worked with any other promoter?
Nope,
No.
not in the
Producer.
60s.
Wow. No other producer?
In the 60s.
Well, Keith
Well,
worked
yeah,
with
in that time.
Crash later on, but
I did some singles with Lee Scratch Perry, but
Wow. Listen, the catalog that for us you represent is one of the core of Jamaica's rocksteady music. You cannot play a rocksteady selection. God is and Magic play music, that is what them for them aki. And they will tell you can't
Yeah,
play
man.
no
when you're
party.
talking a song
right?
like Stop That Train,
Yeah.
and of course you have to play part 2 to that, and then of course Big Youth come on later on with and then you have Tonight, then you have Leaving on That Train, then you have Lonely Man and Don't Look Back. I mean, those are hits.
gotcha, man.
Well, we want to touch some of those a couple of those sides, and then we want to dig a little deeper. You guys, it's a long time, as you both said, 50 years. 50 years a whole heap of time. I will say this to you, for two men who have been in this thing for 50 years, you don't show it at all.
Yeah, Tex look like him just graduated from high
Yes,
school.
we need you to send me the recipe of the food where you eat, pardon. I'm telling you. But God, run some of those anthem songs.
Why won't you come on? Tell me that you love me tonight, tonight, tonight. Why won't you please tell me, baby, tonight, tonight, tonight. I tried my best to show you that I love you, but you were untrue. I don't know why you lied, but you lied to me. Why won't you come on and squeeze me, baby, tonight, tonight, tonight. Stop that train, I wanna get on. My baby, she's leaving me now. Stop that train, I wanna get on. My baby, she's leaving me now. She said she was going on the morning train. She won't be back for now. She said, my dear, I do love you. No matter what they say or do, I keep shouting. Stop that train, I wanna get on. My baby, she's leaving me now. You hear what I say? Stop that train, I wanna get on. My baby, she's leaving me now. Goodbye, baby. Baby, goodbye, yeah. Goodbye, baby. Oh, yeah. Baby, goodbye, yeah. Said I'm leaving on that train. I won't be back again, yeah. Goodbye, honey. goodbye, yeah. Goodbye, honey. Oh yeah, honey, goodbye, yeah. Said I'm leaving on that train. I won't be back again, yeah. How I hate, yeah, to see that evening sun go down. 'Cause that's the time I know my love is not around me. Oh yeah. Since she left and said goodbye, in my sad room I cried, 'cause he's a lonely, I'm a lonely man. He's a lonely, whoa, yes I am. He's a lonely, I'm a lonely man, lonely man. So I try, yeah, to listen to the radio, but they always play that song about I love you so. Yes, they do. I see a picture on the wall.
Yes, Lonely Man. Before that, you heard Leaving on That Train. And then I don't understand. First, I want to go up on the train, and then I tell her, I leave on the train.
What the thing I would love Keith explain, because that last shot that we had with the Tony
Lonely Man.
Curtis hairstyle.
Yes.
And the Tony Curtis hairstyle. Text still have a little here, but what happened?
Keith here, leave
Hey
on the
man,
train.
life took it.
life took the hair.
Yeah, man.
Life's a bitch, man.
But seriously, those you know, again, the belly of the Rocksteady era, and you guys were the small and the large, well, the stomach in fact, because the intestines is what let out the thing. You know, you guys were critical. I mean, when you play one of those tunes, we almost want to just continue play tune for the rest of the afternoon here, because it is that invigorating. You guys are in a production mode, youngsters, because looking at that Keith and Tex photograph there with the Tony Curtis hairstyle, you still have breast milk around on the side of the mouth.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Yeah, you
I'm
know.
looking youth, you know.
Talk about the experience of being in a studio environment. We're going to be running into a break in a little bit. So here what we're going to do, because we want to develop that, and I don't want to cut you. We're going to run a one tune. We're going to take the break, come back. But I want to hear from you guys the thoughts as a youngster in a studio environment, you know, at this point when the music is now finding its way. Got?
To the sun, and you will have faith, believe me. Look at the moonlight, and you're in love. Let me be the one to take your hand. Let me be the one to lead.
Listen, everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots in ginseng, tiger balm, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
60 and bossy with J and Money. What a way you look bossy, innit?
J and Money, I give a dream vacation of go yard, brethren. Move!
You know we nothing. You trouble with luck.
I'm have to do send some money go a yard, be a chance, and I eat that. Where?
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with Jay and Money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Jay and Money 60 and bossy enough. No Jam bank account required.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable, authentic garments. The rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
Drop.
And we're back.
All right, guys. We were talking about before the break.
And we played Don't Look Back.
Right. We played that Don't Look Back.
Sorry, this is my song.
What we want to do is set the stage for us. You guys, youngsters, couldn't be more than about 15, 16 years old in this, this environment. For the purpose, the benefit of the listeners, and we're trying to
And not just that, to Richard, they were also rubbing shoulders with the likes of Scotty.
That's what I want to hear from
Dennis
them.
Brown.
Yeah, tell us about that experience, being in that kind of environment. Tex, make I hear from you first.
Yes, I was wide-eyed, in awe of musicians, the whole scenario, the studio, the production, isms. So as a youth now, I'm really excited. Like, I'm not all that sure about myself, but I'm gonna be part of it. Yeah. And when you get into the studio, it's like back in the days. It's not like today. You had musicians like playing the instruments out in the open. You don't have tracks, so you go and you sit down in a group and you sing the song to them, and they organize it as you go along, and sing. You don't have no more than one take or two take. So if you make a mistake, it stays. So
essentially, you just get a small amount of time in front of the musicians.
Time was very, very expensive then. So they let you know that you gotta get it right, like one lick, and yeah, a lot of people like would get hooked up with weed or drugs or anything. We resisted that temptation. We went idle, I should say. But it was excitement because you realize you could become famous, and get a lot of fans. We never thought about. I didn't think about the money aspect of it, like getting rich or anything like that. It was just that, my friends and people would have seen me and said, "Well, I text that to know," and everything like that. So popularity, notoriety was part of the whole scenario. You become disillusioned after a while when you realize that all your effort and everything, you're not being rewarded properly. But still there are some good stuff because you had a lot of you get like a lot of girlfriends if you wanted, for instance, which is a
Also,
big part of the ritual when you're 16, 17.
the frills was good. Keith, let me hear your side.
I similarly as Tex, but I ate it all up, man. I'm a musical guy. I've always been a musical guy from a kid, so I ate it up. The scene though was, you know, we normally recorded at Federal Studios, Federal Records, and so the environment was Lynn Tate and all the guys, Ox Brown and all of them, um, perhaps in a circle. We're in the middle, singing softly the song, you know, so that they can follow us. And then, you know, they record it as an ensemble. The only overdubs that being done those days were the vocals, right? The harmonies and the leads. So there were limited tracks, put it that way, and limited time. But we ate it up, man. We did stage shows. Come on, we did the Christmas Day shows, Carib, Regal. I mean, and girls like Dirt.
That don't know when name Regal Tate, you know. I think him take a little
Why?
I wouldn't even bother look sideways on you on this Sunday afternoon.
You know what I mean? Carib, Regal, all them.
I remember those Christmas morning shows, man. You put on your best clothes.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
At 15, 16, you have like a girlfriend, and I hit that, you know.
Man, the whole front row were nothing but girls. You understand?
There you go.
And then after you do your performance,
Come outside.
later you come outside, it's a
One of them are rushing, you know.
That means
mad rush.
yeah, people like go to take with the man, them man, you know. Man, a whole heap of man go stage show with them girls and come back,
With them sweet
Yes.
and them
vibes.
come back single because the
Yeah,
singer them
Tex
can't
did a lot of
remember.
that. Tex did a lot of that, man.
Yeah,
But
right.
Yeah, man. That
Rich, what I'm gonna tell you, with a name like Tex,
Tex.
in
Say
a
it already in a
Jamaica,
text. The man said, from him here text, he knows say that guy, the man
I
with
bet him used to drive a Ford Capri.
I rest my case.
You guys are bad.
GT
text
3000
the man,
Ford
them know you,
Capri.
man.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? The man where I complain the most at the body squad, you know. Keith was a class, man.
I am inclined to believe you know. So him, so him cut off the hair and take a
Plus he has,
in same way.
he has a
This
distinction
man was
of
a
being,
notch. This man was a notch above, man. But
Don't believe a word Tex
plus
says.
Tex, he has a distinction of being the pastor's son. So you know that.
Oh my goodness. But
But on a more serious note, though, we had opportunities. Like we did a island tour with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. We, you know, little Dennis Brown. We met him when he was 9. You know what I mean? Dennis used to come up and stand up on a stool and sing "Girl Leaves Soul Alone" because I am the lickless man in town or something like that. But so we had an opportunity to hang out with the big guys. We saw Byron Lee in action. We saw the discipline side of the music. You know, we saw the professionalism of a Roy Shirley.
right.
You know, we saw harmony. And listen to harmonies of the Paragons, of the Techniques, you know, of the Jamaicans, of the Melodians. You know, all those guys later on became our influencers. You know what I mean? Because
I was
they
about
were
to
older
ask you
than
that
us.
question. That's the question I was about to ask you.
They were older than us,
Yeah.
and so we're looking at these guys, and I would say, "Wow, man, listen to them harmonies." You know, the Paragons were wicked.
Paragons was a very impressive group.
Oh man, melodic.
On the shows we did, the guys that really mashed it up was Toots Animators. They were always the show closers and their show stoppers, man. So Toots was a dynamic performer.
Yeah.
Really did it.
Toots had a voice. As one man said, a friend of mine, Mikey Bennett, who is a big producer himself, talked about that the churchical voice that Toots bring to his you know how his vocal thing. He was in a league by himself. But so what he's saying, Tex, is that on a show, That is, in fact, I
Plus, he was a
understand.
very good dancer too.
Yeah, that's it. He was a big dancer, but I understand too, because at this time you would have had the Wailers would have been a big group too, but the Maytals tear them up.
Yeah, the Whalers were kind of there, you know. I don't know if they were a cult group. Like there was a cult following. A lot of Rastafari and people that feel that they were wrong. They was following the Whalers. So it was more like mainstream. And because I remember we went all around the island with Byron Lee and them, and so it was the big deal, you know. So it was the big deal. Um, who else? Roy Shirley too.
Yeah.
But
The
So
high,
it's
priest,
so
of, the
bad,
high
man.
priest of soul.
say what?
And they used to call him the high priest of soul.
That's
Yeah.
right. When that
Yes.
man go down there and sing like a gypsy and him go down on him knee and go down on you crack up, man.
When him tell you hold them right.
Oh yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's Roy Shirley, man. Yeah.
So that was
high collar.
yeah man, the high collar just off the top of him, just
Yeah.
stop. And,
Yeah.
and him, and it was a one-man show that I remember. But
Yeah.
you're in this environment. The stage show is Christmas Day, and you are on a bill. Byron Lee is the backing band, obviously, with artists like these, and Carib Theatre or Regal is loaded to the gills. Describe that atmosphere.
Seriously,
Nerves.
we were like Keith say, eat it up. I was nervous. I didn't want to make a wrong note, like because the worst thing I could get is like a man say, "Boo, boo, come off of the stage," you know. I see them do that to big guy like Prince Buster and even Ray Shirley, and even bigger than him. Jerry Butler come from the States, and him is the Iceman come at and them say, "Whoa, boy, come off of the stage." I say, "What?" Jamaicans are very like hard audience. So foremost was like don't want to mess up, right? But after the thing is, you have this kind of nervousness, excitement, and then when you get into it, you forget about that and you just do what you know you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was kind of like the mood in my camp. We never really discussed. Keith and I never discussed like our personal feelings. We just understood that we took it for granted that each body gonna do their own part
Right.
and we're gonna be successful.
You guys had Rudy Mills. Unfortunately, him having issues and can't join us. But we're gonna take his include him in this presentation nonetheless. He was in the camp with you guys, Derek Harriet.
Yeah.
Your relationship with Rudy.
A very good one. Rudy married my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had and we still do have a good relationship till today. Most of the songs that Rudy sang, we sang background on them. So that's why like today we tour together, and and so it's easy for us to be a family. You know what I mean? I lost my train of thought, but Rudy and us, we've become a family, and we tour together. And in fact, we're heading to LA next month together.
The first song you did with Rudy would have been what?
Long story.
What was that?
Long story.
Long story.
Yeah, that
Long
was
story.
1967.
1967. And as you say, you guys were backup for him, and even though he was he's marketed as a solo career to a large extent.
Yeah.
But you guys were singing. Was that a feature of the period too, where artists would provide harmony, or just provide their own input you're in the studio, a singer is there doing a song, and the producer figure, or you guys figure the song could help with some harmonies, and you just got involved?
Yeah, you got it right. Actually, even with Derek Harriott, the song "Walk the Streets at Night,"
Right.
the other voice you hear is me. Um, Standing in, the other voice you hear is me. So you're in the studio and you're singing, with everybody else. With Rudy, we all went to studio together.
Right.
Most of the times, Tex and I may record one song, Rudy record one, Scotty may do one. You know what I mean? So you're all there together as a group, and so if harmonies are required, you jump
We
in.
used to call it the stable, Derek Harriott stable. So when a recording session is going down, all the guys in the stable like show up. And whatever is required, like if Derek would have said, when the boy want to do some harmony on a Rudy song, and we'd have say, of course, and we sit down and rehearse it and sing it. It wasn't a big deal. So it wasn't like, so after a while it became an expectation because of how it started, But we were asked by Derek, and so we responded. So a lot of the songs that Rudy do, even Derek, a lot of songs that he does, we harmonize them for sure.
So it's essentially that. I think Derek had a group called the Chrysalites, if I remember correctly. Were you
The
guys?
Crystallites were the band.
Was a band.
No, that's a
Was
band.
Yeah, like a studio musician.
Okay, but
Bobby
the vocals were you guys.
Oh yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
God, give me a little taste of some Rudy, so we get the audience up and
Long
running again.
story, which is, let me tell you, I think that's his first recording.
Right.
And again, another anthem from the stable. Yes, Rudy Mills' Long Story, 1967. But after you guys, you're there, you're enjoying all of the benefits and the frills of being Keith and Tex.
More frills, not benefits.
Right.
You both migrated, one to Canada and one to the United States. What led to that?
Well, no, Keith, you tell your story. I'll go. Keith had gone. I came to Canada effectively 1972. And I think prior to that, a year or so before that, Keith had left for the States. He'll tell you the story of why he left. Me, I kind of lost track of interest in the music at the time because there weren't any rewards, like so to speak of. But then there were some familial matters as well. My wife at the time had relatives in Canada and she migrated and she put the pressure on me to come, I had a child and, I needed somebody to take care, to assume responsible role. So I came to Canada. At first, because I came up in the dead of winter, It was really against my grain coming from Jamaica. But you know what? After a while, the seasons change and everything nice and thing, and you kind of got a little bit more used to the place. And before you know it, you start a life and you get embedded in the lifestyle, and it became me. So that's what happened. In the meantime, music was kind of on the back burner because Keith had got my main influence. Keith had gone away to the States, and so we never really were in contact for a while. And then I learned that he went into the army and everything. So, um, but eventually we got back together, as you'll probably hear later on in the
Yeah,
story.
yeah, definitely. But listen, Canada have two seasons, winter and
And
winter soon come.
construction. No.
No, winter and winter soon
Bridget,
come.
construction and
Yeah,
winter.
yeah. Hold on. The brother, you're right. It's winter and construction.
The way me see it is them have two weathers, cold
Yeah,
and colder.
cool down. Listen,
Yeah, rub him out. You remember, you used to be in New Jersey. New Jersey colder than Canada.
Yeah, but no man. That's
He used to live in New Jersey.
the man them say Canada is the thing, man. Canada have two. Listen, the man them say two seasons there, Canada.
right.
Winter and winter soon come.
That's right.
You want to know here,
True.
That's why me and Richie come to Florida.
That's
we
why
don't
we
stop.
live in Florida. We yeah, man.
That's why we left Jersey.
But you know what? I like to see the colors change on the trees, man. So rest of ourselves, I'm going.
I will watch it on the computer or on the television. But you can keep
No, I can't miss
Thing,
that.
really.
The seasons. But I left Jamaica in 1970. But before even that, I was playing in bands and with my KC Old Boys and was doing pretty good. But my family were departing to New York. So I said, Tid, if them leave, me one left. You know what I mean? So, and the allure of the United States at that time was
yes,
pretty high.
Yeah,
It's pretty high. So I said, you know what? I am music anyway. It's in me. So I can do music anywhere. And so said, so done. I went to New York and immediately got into a band and started playing with Jamaicans and, did that for a while. And then a few years went by, got the music scene kind of slacked off and no income coming in. And one day I was listening to the radio and an advertisement came up and says, join the army, see the world. And I checked it out. And 20 years later, I came out.
How far you went in the army? What rank?
First sergeant.
First sergeant. So you saw it because that was a period just around towards the end of the Vietnam War, isn't it?
Right. I did go to Vietnam. Yeah.
Ooh.
Spent a tour there.
You saw any action in Vietnam?
Vietnam is action.
Ouch. Ouch. I won't ask your views on the army and the war thing, but
No.
the service
As a
you have
soldier,
been
you do
service.
what you're told to do.
Absolutely. But the army though would have prepared you for what the preparation for life afterwards. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. I could not have. I went in the military as a young man, came out as a grown man. So the things that the military teaches you, you can't get anywhere else.
Right.
Discipline, the being simple things as being on time, or making an appointment, being there before the time, those things, camaraderie, teamwork, setting your mind, having a mission and working towards mission accomplishment.
Focus.
Even in our music, it's the same thing. You have a goal and we work towards it. So those lessons learned in the military are just life long-lasting, life-lasting.
Yeah, Tex, I don't get the impression that the army would have been your thing at all.
Tex a free, Tex a gunslinger.
I mean, I'm a lover, not a fighter, you know.
Ah, exactly. The gunslinger.
But I came to Toronto, and was disappointed at first, but then get down into I looked around for a job. Eventually, got a job with the Ontario government Ministry of Transportation, and became licensed issuer, whatever, rank clerk.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I grew up. And in the meantime, I grew a family. I've got 3 kids. Right now, I've got 3 kids, 4 grandchildren, and even 2 great grandchildren.
What?
3 great grandchildren. So it's been my life. I can't. Although I was reticent at the first, I can't say I regret coming to Canada. It's made me who I am, what I am, and I worked for the government for 20-something years. Retired, went into computers, became a technician, worked at that with IBM for a while. Retired from active thing, became a school bus driver part-time. So I've been active, not in any combat sense, but in societal wise.
You take a little left and swing after your friend.
You're still fighting life.
It was unintentional. I hope him duck.
But seriously though, the music though has always been and remains a massive part of who you both are. Right?
I realize that with Keith, you did a little bit of
If it wasn't so, we wouldn't be in it. I wouldn't be in it. I yearned when we weren't together. I yearned for the days of the familiarity with the band work, with the studio work, with the stage work, and I hoped that one day it would happen again. But I mean, you just have to be patient. Like I was saying, I was here. No word from Keith. Like Keith was the main man. So one day I talked to a brother named Mel in New York, and Mel said, "Guess what I say? Keith." I said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, man." And so we eventually got in touch. I got his number, called him up, and eventually we kind of redid something. We did a tape album, which never really got anywhere, but it's kind of sowed the seed for our progression. Till eventually somebody gave us enough interest to get back in it. Like they asked us to do a show in California, we did, and from that we've been good.
That was you. So you guys got back together when? From the record says 2013 or something like that.
We started touring again in 20.
We started retouring, but we got back together like late 90s.
Late 90s, okay.
Yeah.
But Keith, you went and you did some solo work before.
Yeah, man.
You did some work with Lee Scratch Perry. Was that prior to going to the US or afterwards?
No. That's after I came to the US. I went back. I had won the first New York Reggae Festival song competition in '75, and a part of the prize was a trip back to Jamaica, Jamaica then. So when I went back, I look up Scratch, because Scratch lived across the boulevard from me, Marvelly. He lived in Washington Garden. So I went over and checked him out, and him said, "What, you having a song?" I said, "Yeah, man. I'm a singer, I must have a song." So about 15 minutes later, him sent for some musicians, and I wasn't familiar with them, but they were good musicians. And 15 minutes later, we had a session in session. And
if you're sorry, just hold that thought.
Yeah, hold that thought.
Up on a break, and then we'll just take it right back up.
Listen, everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots and ginseng, tiger balm, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
60 and bossy with J and Money. What a way you look both in it.
Jay and Money, I give a dream vacation on go yard, brethren. Move.
After you now we nothing. You travel with luck.
I'm have to do is send some money go a yard for your chance and I eat that. Where?
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with Jay and Money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Jay and Money 60 and bossy enough. No Jay and bank account required.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable, authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
Innocent in the way come to know.
Yeah, previous songs before this you heard Groovy Situation. That's with Keith Rowe and the Upsetters, which is backing band for Lee Scratch Perry. And after that I played Living My Life. Again on the album Mr. Perry, I presume.
Keith, we know that Scratch has always been, well, marketed as one of the most eccentric persons in the business.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding, in my opinion, one of the most creative for a man who had no knowledge of music from a learned standpoint, right? What you call it, guy?
From a formal
music
no
training.
formal training.
Right. But his innovations, the innovations he brought to the business drove that part of reggae. In fact, I've always maintained that my best part of Bob Marley's, or the Wailers catalog, was the period that they spent with Scratch Perry. Talk about the experiences you had with him, with those tunes.
Yeah, I didn't find Scratch to be eccentric, you know. We had a totally sane discussions, conversations. In the studio, he was, you know, pretty normal. I think the eccentricity is probably regarding his willingness to try things. You know, Scratch is a guy who will use a comb and a piece of newspaper and go and make a sound out of it. You know what I mean? You remember if you use a comb with a piece of paper, you get a certain sound. He'll use that in a recording. The man will go outside and get a bottle
We'll put some
and a
water
piece
in it.
and a pebble and tick it and make a sound. You know what I mean? I think his eccentricity comes from his willingness to try new things and different things. But I think his genius was in the mixing of the music. 4 tracks, gentlemen. 4 tracks.
Right.
The man make it sound like 16.
16, yes.
You understand? I think that's where his genius was in the mixing. The use of the equalizer to change the sound while he's mixing it. Oh man, genius stuff.
The responsibility, well, the dub as a genre in Jamaican music, it was basically birthed by him. And then Tubby's basically took it to another level. But to a large extent, it was him. And as you said, that willingness to the improvisation, that's the term. Because we're at a time when we never had a lot of technology. And so he was creating that own technology in and of himself. And for me, that's what made the music that was coming out of his thing at the time. But those singles, those pieces in it, I'll be honest with you, it's the first time I'm hearing those tunes, right? And you know, it's almost like a secret he got, a well-kept secret, because that's some really nice work.
Because they're also under the name Keith Rowe, and if you don't look up that, you wouldn't know.
Well, that's probably
you had a couple of other tracks. I chose 3 off of the album Keith's Archives, and they were Miss Jamaica, Midnight Plane to Jamaica, and the cover Give Me the Right. So I'm gonna kick off Give Me the Right and then play the other 2, just a couple seconds, and you can tell us about your experience doing that album.
Okay.
Give me the right to say you're mine. your name. 'Cause I need and I love and I want no one but you. My heart is yearning for your love, baby, baby. New York proved too much for my girl.
Too much for my girl. She couldn't make it.
So she's leaving a life she's come to know. She's leaving on the midnight plane to Jamaica.
On a midnight plane. Leaving on a midnight plane.
So she's going back to find
Going back to find.
a distant
Whenever she
place
takes
and
that ride,
time.
I'm gonna be right by her
And I
side.
can't stand living without her. I don't want to go on without her. I can't stand living without her. Just the thought of being without her. I'm in a sad, sad, sad mood, my baby. You're leaving me is driving me crazy. Hey, Miss Jamaica, here now. I like your style. You drive me wild, yeah, baby, yeah, baby. Ooh, let me put this love in your ear, my dear. Your presence ignites me, really excites me, baby. As you sit next to me, I know in my mind you are here within the grasp of my love. Oh yes, yes, within the grasp of my love. Oh baby. Hey, Miss America, what's happening?
Yeah, you heard Give Me the Right, Midnight Plane to Jamaica, and Miss Jamaica on the Keats Archives album, available on iTunes. That's a plug for you.
Yeah, we're not in charge of it. Keybar label. Talk about Keybar. Key.
Yeah, Kibar label is my label that I started when back in the days when I was doing singles in New York, and but that's the personal stuff that I was doing between time that Tex and I were separated, and didn't reconnect. But those were instrumental. I had a little studio in my basement, and so I was able to do some work there, and in fact,
Basement never go on bad at all.
Especially on that Miss Jamaica, Miss Jamaica track.
Yeah.
Well mixed. Loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it. Everything was when I heard it. And I mean, these three songs, I heard them for the first time this morning. I woke
Bones,
up
nice,
and I was like,
everything.
yo, this is, Shabba Ranks have a way said DJ is cock up and I'm here boom rhythm. That's song, Miss Jamaica. Yeah, man.
We're gonna pick up because I know you guys reunited somewhere around
The 90s.
1990s. But just wanna prior to that or in between time, as I'm saying, in the music business, you were also on radio, Keith.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
I did 19 years on radio in New Jersey before I came to Florida. And I left, when was it? 2013, I think I left New Jersey. But yeah, started in 1995 and had a show called Sounds of the Caribbean, and we started playing reggae, a little dancehall, and some soca, and it kind of graduated until it was strictly reggae, and it's still in effect right now. That the show
Right.
it was taken over by a friend of mine that I asked to come help me because it was getting hectic after a while. You know, every Saturday I was there from 2 to 6 at the radio station, and it kind of killed your Saturday afternoon with your family and things like that. So I needed help. So I one of my listeners who always called me every Saturday. One day he called and I said, "Hey man, would you like to come in and help me?" And he said no. And then about 10 minutes later he called back and said, "I don't know." He said, "I don't know what I was thinking." Yes. And so we spent like maybe 7 years together. And then when I left New Jersey, I turned the show over to him, and it's still going on today.
So after you hooked up back with Tex, what was the first recording you did?
We did a song called Shaggy, was it?
Back Together Again.
Back Together Again. Back Together Again. Yeah.
That sounds like a Roberta Flack did that thing, eh? You and I.
That was,
no, I'm because that's the title of a Roberta.
I'm trying to see if I have it. I didn't have it. I have to find it.
So this reconnection began in 1997, right?
Yeah.
Where did you at the outset? What were you doing? Recording or just shows?
No shows, just rehearsing mainly, like put together material, deciding whether we have enough material to do an album. Eventually decided to take a chance. Back in the days it was like tape was a medium.
Cassettes, yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, we decided that we wanted to try something, so we did that Back Together Again. It was, mostly in Keith's basement studio, but we have a friend called Sarah Brown, which was a studio in Atlanta. We did some work there as well. So after a little while of collaboration, we put out, I don't remember how many songs on the cassette tape, but we put it out.
I mean, getting started after such a time, what was the response to the music at the time?
Response from like who
the audience?
As I recall, there was limited reaction.
Right.
There was not a lot of promotion, so it didn't reach a wide audience. There was we were constrained by budget, so we didn't get the type of promotion that should have gotten. But I mean, I think it was received quite well. We didn't have a lot of sales, but those that heard it big it up and everything like that. So it kind of like encouraged us to maybe try something else further on. So it was a good starting point for the re-entry. But then, like with everything it takes, resources, time. We were constrained by time and geography. I was in Toronto. Keith was in New Jersey. And so getting together was like a special occasion, special planning. Then to do recording, you need a certain amount of resources to actually hire, proper musicians, studio time and all that. So nothing done before the time,
Well, tell me about that. We know the business, you're trying to get something off the ground, and especially in this kind of environment where it's expensive. But Perseverance, is the order of the day.
Key, yeah.
You know, and of course, perseverance paid off. But Keith, what was your impression at the time?
Yeah, well, Tex just said nothing happens before it's time. We were caught up in taking care of family. Working. We had jobs. We had to. That was our priority. You know what I mean?
Right.
And with the distance between us, it just wasn't the right time. So occasionally, Tex would come down to New York or come down to visit me. Then we run into the studio. We do some work. And then he'd go back, and then another good time passes again, and then he would visit again, and we'd do some more work, or we'd meet in Atlanta, and so it was not consistent, it was not planned, it was when he has time, when I have time, you know what I mean? So during those years, it was just not feasible. Although we wanted to, because we sure wanted to. Every time we got together, we wrote songs. We still have some songs we want to revisit from that time. That we did, that were really nice. But we just never had the time to do it then until we retired. Then everything changed.
Retirement is a
blessing.
That's the catalyst.
In this case, it's a big blessing because
right.
It gave us the time. It canceled out the requirement for like putting into work time. So we had more time now to devote to the craft.
You had a couple of singles like My Best Girl, Let's Sing, Global Politics, and you also have the album Freedom, and then another one, Just Passing Through. There's a song on Just Passing Through that you use the melody from the Carpenters, On Top of the World, for Back Into Your World. And I want to share that one with the listeners.
Okay.
So let us live and take a whiff. Don't waste time.
a crown, be a crown. Don't ever be around.
Aye. Somebody became a DJ in that one.
Yeah, somebody turned big DJ, man. What a go on.
Yeah, man. That's it.
So that was Reggae Music Suite, and before that you heard from the Just Passing Through album, Back Into Your World.
Yeah.
Now, you guys you've been on the road. In fact, from what
And they've
you
been
know,
touring, man.
and
Asia,
touring.
them gone.
Yeah, and that's the aspect of where you are that we're now interested in. A lot of times, artists coming from the back in the day period just drop the music and that's it. You know, the talent you guys started out with, you know, is vindicated because even at this stage, if you ask me, the maturity is there, definitely. It's a whole different ball game. You can hear that kind of seriousness in the music you now produce. You're playing to different audience, live audiences. Talk to us about that experience. You know, getting back on the road, doing shows, and so on.
Go ahead, Shaggy.
Yeah, well, it's quite the eye opener, you know. I consider like what most of the stuff we do now to be niche music, like because Rocksteady is popular amongst a certain group of people, and that's what we mostly promote is Rocksteady vibes. We were pleasantly surprised when we performed in like places like Mexico City, where the people, I mean, you don't find a lot of people speaking English, but they knew our songs like word for word. Every time we started singing, we could stop singing and they would sing the song, you know.
Right.
And the same thing in Japan, which don't speak English, and in Europe, Germany. So it's kind of been an eye opener how appreciated we had become, you know, over the years, and how people still love the vibes of Rocksteady music and what we do. So I think it's really, really rewarding. As a youth, I never envisioned traveling the world. You know, like I used to tell my wife, she's the one we like to go with, but I'm the stay-at-home guy. You know, but getting the chance to travel and to go into different cultures and meet different people and see how some of them really appreciate and how nice they are, it's been really wonderful. You know, so I don't know if Keith have anything to add to that, but that's the way I feel about it, man.
Yeah, man, I have wanted to add to that. Yeah, no, basically we, so in 2013, we got an email that said, hey guys, we really love your music. Would you be interested in doing a concert in LA? So I got on the phone and I called up Shaggy, text, and I said, what, Shaggy, what do you think? I said, boy, I could do a thing, no? So we said, all right. So we got back in touch with the guy and we arranged that. We did the show in LA. First time going that far, right?
Let me cut you one question, Keith. Did you guys ever toured before this apart from the Jamaican thing?
Great question, God. Yeah. What was... So this was a
Never
novelty.
Did.
This is a novelty.
Never did.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. We went and we did that show, and I don't know how Tex will explain it to you, but this is my feeling. I was overwhelmed. Surrounded. So many people love Rocksteady and Keith and Tex music. The place was jam-packed. Yet people travel from the middle of the USA, from Minnesota. You have people travel from Mexico because they heard we were coming to California. The place was jammed. After the show, I mean, we took pictures, we signed autographs for like 2 hours. You understand? So needless to say, it knocked me off my feet. Jesus, what's going on here?
Yeah, tonight, you know, and Stop That Train are monster hits. I mean,
yeah, and it just, so that first concert put us back on the road, because once you taste that kind of appreciation, it becomes
addictive.
You crave it. You kind of crave it. It's like that drug. You know what I mean? And so right after that, we went and we did Just Passing Through album.
Right.
That album now, so after that, after we did the album, we got called to do a show at Sierra Nevada. Sierra Nevada at the time was the biggest show in America for reggae music.
Festival.
The promoter passed away, unfortunately,
Right.
and it's no longer. But that was the biggest show in America, right? That show had people from all over the world come there. We did that show. Once again, with jam-packed, people singing the old songs, you know, and we had a good band. And from that point on, we went worldwide. From that one show, Sierra Nevada, we went worldwide. We got a call immediately, come to France. Got a call, come to Germany. And then it just spread. But the appreciation shown for us, and we've been touring since 2013, non-stop. Every year we go to Europe. Every year we go to the UK. We've been to Japan twice. We've been to Australia. We're going to South America next week. We've been to Brazil. I mean, all the places that were on our bucket list.
You know, doing
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And paid to do it too.
and you're being paid.
I watch them out.
I tell you.
Me personally, I would have done it for free.
Don't make them hear you, you know. Don't make them hear you.
I wonder what are you saying, man? You need to take that back.
We're up on another break.
Guys, yeah, we're up on a
That
break.
train.
We stop the trade a little bit. We're up on a break. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna talk about that after.
Listen, everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots and ginseng, tiger balm, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
60 and bossy with J and Money.
What a way you look both in it. Jay and Money, I give a dream vacation of go yard, brethren. Move.
After you now we nothing, you travel with luck.
All me have to do is send some money go a yard for your chance and I eat that. Where?
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with Jay and Money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Jay and Money 60 and bossy enough. No Jam bank account required.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable. Authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
Drop.
Some say it's precarious times. Others say it's out of control. The superpower is in a state of confusion. Congress without an answer or solution. Influence peddlers trying to cover their tracks. Citizens waiting for truth and nations must decide. Jah just send some love to the Syrian refugees. Ooh, Jah just send some love to the Syrian refugees. It could be you, it could be me. It is our people, the Syrian refugees. It could be your land, it could be mine. It's a matter of fact, from beginning of time. There's war around the world every day. The people's got to leave, come what may. Survival is the key, or death and misery. We must take a stand, help our fellow man. How would it feel if it were you or me?
They travel land and seas, starvation and disease. Remember history, and don't you forget, this happened not long ago.
And we finally get a big upfront text voice in that track.
Yeah, me I wonder why
Refugees.
why you stay behind the music all the while. So and with them kind of big
And the man
voice,
have a royalty range
yeah,
string
me
and rich.
understand that. I understand you. Yeah. No, but, those
I
two
chose
tunes,
those two specific tunes because they reflect the hallmark of reggae music, which was, you know,
consciousness.
basically consciousness.
I know I say we're getting a little glitch here, but we're gonna fix that. But in the interim, as you say, got two tunes that
Sure.
epitomize what reggae music
Has
is
always
all
been about.
Reggae music,
Lifting up the oppressed.
absolutely.
You know, the last song, and global politics talk about global politics, but refugees talk about the Syrian refugees and the crisis. And, you know,
Yeah.
the line that I like in that song is, if it was that, think about how you'd feel if that was you and me, you know, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. Sometimes we're, you know, even in Jamaica, we're very isolated. I mean, things rough a yard, but when you live in America, you live in Canada, you can be isolated from what's happening around you, and you kind of forget the ills that are happening on the planet. So songs like these are there to just lift you up and just bring your awareness back to what's happening around you.
Yeah.
I wanna go a little bit outside of that though, guys. And you know, again, two really conscious songs. And as you say, you know, one of the things that reggae is a global music.
Correct.
But it's a global music that was born in Kingston, Jamaica. No doubt you guys are aware of some of the arguments doing the rounds, especially over the last couple of weeks, where, you know, there's a claim that reggae belongs to Africa. I will be honest with you, let me put up my hand. I don't support that kind of argument at all.
No.
I think it's a dunce argument. I think yeah, but we have some artists in Jamaica who seem to, and a lot of people in Jamaica who supposedly have influence, who wants to give succor to that kind of view. Reggae music is born of people like you guys, who the music is coming from on experiences, right?
Right.
And your ability to take that experience and internationalize it, because essentially what you said, those two songs you guys put out,
Global politics and refugees.
right? It says that these experiences, you're taking your own domestic experience and you're looking at how the international sphere impacts your own domestic situation, and
Correct.
you're able to transpose that, right? As you say, how would you feel if this was you? A war being fought in your yard.
Yeah.
Is a different thing than a war being fought in somebody else's
Somebody
yard.
else's.
Right. And so to be able to express that as an artist, that is a hallmark of reggae music. Your thoughts, guys?
Go on, Shaggy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, from us, Bob Marley, and guys like those who use their own experiences and transport it on a global or universal scale. Um, you're right. That's one of the hallmarks of reggae music is that we transcend just our own culture. We belong to our culture because separation and injustices and things and war and peace happen all over the world, not just in your insular society. So we live up to that ideal, or we try to live up to the ideal of expressing these feelings that are universal, so that no matter where you are, you can understand the feeling that's behind it, the reasoning, the rationale. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. I subscribe. I don't know. I subscribe to the idea that reggae music is a world music. Okay, I subscribe to that, and I'll tell you why I say that. Because it's a world music because everybody around the world is playing it. Okay, but it's a Jamaican music, strictly Jamaican music.
Born of Jamaica.
Born of
The
Jamaica.
experiences that you guys had. Yeah.
Experience of Jamaican culture. No one else plays it as well as we do, and no one has the authenticity that we do. Now,
which I tell everyone, when you come to America, you don't get Jamaican food in America. You get Jamaican style food. If you want Jamaican food, you have to go to Jamaica. Yeah, we prepare it like you would do it in Jamaica, but it's not Jamaican food, Jamaican style. Reggae style. When them do it up here, is reggae style.
I want to go beyond that. For me, reggae is not just a music, in my opinion.
So
reggae is an experience. And that experience, reggae is born out of a time when the country is shifting in terms of its own socio-economic positioning. The impact of the whole geopolitics on a small place like Jamaica. But at the time, all those experiences is producing this level of creativity that is unparalleled anywhere else in the world. People who have no experience. You guys go in a studio, as you say, you go a Duke Reed and them chase you out of the place and things. But you stuck with it because it was a belief, it's a part of your core. And then the songs you're expressing are songs that were built from your own personal experience. That's what reggae music is. It's not just a song, it's an experience, it's a way of life. And so to be able to transpose, to take that and internationalize it. Because what happened is people now look down and looking around and hearing these songs and realizing, but hey, we are having the same experiences too.
And then they can identify with it.
And they identify with it.
And then once you identify with that experience, you can use it to uplift the other people.
Absolutely. And that's what those two songs you guys did is a demonstration of that. And that's what, for me, that's reggae. That's the power of reggae music.
Yeah,
right?
Agreed. Yeah. Like I said, we've been all over the world, and a lot of people play reggae music. However, they lack the authenticity. You know what I mean? When we go on stage and we sing Rocksteady, you hear Rocksteady. You hear Rocksteady in the vocals, at least. You know what I mean? Now, the guys who back us all over the world study the music, by the way. They study it. You know, the Germans, they study it like they're making a German car. The Japanese, they study it like they're making a Toyota. You know what I'm saying? So they do it well.
So they've mastered the mechanics, but they have not had the experience to go with it.
The life experience.
The vibe is close, but not the same.
But not the same because of the life experience.
There's a difference between a Jamaican made song and a foreign made song. Like, those guys are technically correct, technically great, but it's a certain vibe. And I mean, I don't know how
Yeah, we experience that as DJs too. For those of us who grew up with the music, whether it is R&B, reggae, ska, when we put the record on the turntable and we play it, there's a certain vibe. We play it based on the fact that we know the music and we experience the music in the party. When a kid who's 18 years old when he play the same set of music, you get a total different feel because he has no energy to draw, no experience to draw on that music. By the
Yeah,
way,
good experience with it. Yeah.
by the way, Tex, we need to make Shaggy pay some royalties now. Him is not the original Shaggy.
Right, that's right.
I got that. Yeah. You
We
got a
call, him
point.
Shaggy, we call him Shaggy because it is here.
Yeah, man, we know. That's why he call himself
That's
Shaggy
why
too.
he call himself Shaggy too. But speaking of royalties, and I know it's a touchy subject.
Touchy subject.
We visited it at the beginning of the show, and I think it's appropriate that we think.
Getting to the end.
We get back to, as we kind of come to the end of the, we're coming there. Royalties. One of the songs that is a massive standout is Stop That Train. The Harder They Come. Harder They Come is a multi-cultural anthem, if you will. It's an iconic movie around the world.
Cult favorite.
It's classified as a cult movie, and so much has been done with The Harder They Come as a product.
And its soundtrack.
Right. Soundtrack. In fact, the soundtrack is listed as one of the greatest ever movie soundtrack, bar anything else. And we are talking about thousands of movies have been made, and the recording industry say it. Them said this is one of the greatest soundtrack for movies ever made, right?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No, sir.
I had no clue about that.
When they put the music, because the music was representing that it's Jamaica taking itself now to the world, and so the industry regards it as a standard, if you will.
Okay.
Right. Oh, what was the royalties you guys get out of that?
Well, when you want to hear the truth,
Yeah.
nothing.
Well,
Never
I
heard that.
have a contact that I'm gonna put you guys on to, right? Because the creative part of that particular song and the songs of that era, you guys are on the recording as the owners, writers, whatever.
No. The song belonged to a group called the Spanish Tonians. We changed some of the lyrics and did it a different way, but the original song was by the Spanish Tonians. That's
Yeah,
ska
but
song.
that version, the original song is a different matter. That
Right.
version of the song
Belongs to us. Yeah.
belongs to you. All right. I'm gonna put you guys on to somebody who, I'm not promising you anything, but if you think you can buy me a drink still, right? But because knowing is the biggest thing, right?
That is true.
Knowing is the biggest thing. We're in an environment now where music, you have to break down the ownership of music, and so if you don't claim it, you're not getting nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked the question in terms of who is listed on the creative, even if it's a rework song, right?
Right.
It still has some ownership. The first
Yes.
owner, yes, eat a food, but you guys rewrote this song, and that's why I asked, are you listed in the creative process? At the end of the program, I'm gonna put you on to somebody, and I'm gonna connect the two of you guys, and you work on that. And remember, buy me a drink when you right?
Well,
Got it?
No, I'm looking at the catalog. I'm looking at the body of work. And we also can't forget that Rudy was supposed to be part of this today. So we have to play
Yes.
John Jones too, and we played Long Story before. But, I'm looking at the Freedom album, and I realized that you probably did the album, you had a couple of songs on there that you have credited to Liquidator, and then was that a rework, like it reissued under a different label, or was it part of the whole album production? Because I see you have the same picture with same old story.
Yeah, Liquidator is the record company that put it out. But the writing is Tex and myself. The lyrics, the music was done by Robert Sanchez out of Spain.
Well, I see you guys do a nice like a track here, which is like a ska style called Hotel Corona. I'm gonna play a couple of tracks from that album real quick, and then we'll get back because we're getting to that point where we have to wrap up.
I'm secluded in a room. Seems like we're coming up with doom. I just got off my flight. I'm told you can't go home. I've been all over the world. It's such a complicated world. We can't run away and hide. We gotta take it in stride. Welcome to Corona, Hotel Corona. You may not like to stay. You'll be here 14 days. It's party night. It's party night. I took my baby to the dance. Saturday night, my sound system in session. People dancing everywhere. It's party night in the open air. The music of Jamaica is everywhere. Sound systems rule, playing so clear. Scam music I play. Rocksteady make me stay. Them I play big song. Gonna dance all night long. It's party night.
Party Night, and before that we played Hotel Corona. I realized that that is based on Corona in Spain, not the drink or the disease.
Timing is everything. I wasn't even thinking about the virus. I was thinking
About the virus. We wrote it during that time. Yeah.
The of course the impact. Two nice songs. I like that ska, that little ska lilt that
Two of
we
them.
were hearing there, right?
The two of them.
Right.
But what was the influence behind that though?
Which one? Party night?
Both of them, Party Night and Hotel Corona, because we are
Well,
both.
I mean, you have to
ska
ask
fields.
Keith. Hotel Corona is a no-brainer because you know it's been in the news about what COVID-19 has been doing to people, what the government has instituted, all these rules and regulations to govern your behavior. So it's just a reflection of the times.
Welcome to Hotel Corona.
Yeah. In other words, there were some certain places that you went to that they would actually put you in a hotel for 14 days.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, I think Canada wasn't it, Shaggy?
Yeah. Canada, yeah, took what do you call it?
Quarantine.
Quarantine.
Quarantine
You have to
centers.
quarantine for 14 days.
Yes.
I remember I went down to Florida to visit my mom and came back. And when I came back, I had to quarantine for not 14 but 10 days. And I had to call in every day. They called me every day to make sure that I was here.
You were where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
they did the same thing in Jamaica too, for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, you only
Yeah.
quarantine in Jamaica if you don't have no links. If you don't have no links.
You have to know somebody.
If you don't have
Yeah,
no links
yeah,
on the
yeah.
yard. Right? That's the
And then Party Night was a reflection of where we came from.
Yep.
You know,
I
we
could hear
came
that.
from the sound system. I remember Shaggy and I, we used to come out on a Saturday night and just put your head up in the air
Anyway, the music there, they
and
find
listen to
it.
the horn. You listen to
Man,
the horn.
them on from a big tree down the road and
The horn in our breadfruit tree. The horn in our breadfruit tree. And you know, follow the sound. You know, that's basically where that song came from.
missing, man. It's like calling all teenagers.
I can
Attest.
relate. I can relate to that. I remember my first dance was a Tubby's dance up a Goodrich Road off Mountain View there.
Hobbies, no less,
Yeah,
eh?
man. King Tubby's hi-fi
Yes,
and
yes.
with the great Uri at the turntable. That was
Wicked.
my first experience, and I never listened. There's nothing could compare with that experience. The steel on a call you from out of the Aki tree.
Yes.
Right?
Serious thing, man.
Yeah, man. And when you go, you see, you just follow the cane man, you know, hand cat man, the peanut man, everybody from the dance. I'm telling you, and Uri, 2 big 6-foot trestle table with some chew bombs, you think it's a Christmas tree.
That's
Spread
right.
out and thing. So, you know, but that's the ethos of Jamaican music. And in our opinion, guys, you guys are the, you know, among the best representation of that period. As we said at the beginning of the show, Rocksteady is the shortest genre in terms of a period, but is the most endearing part of the catalog of Jamaican music, and that is why I take a position.
For me, it's almost like a Sunday evening is not complete without some Rocksteady music.
Absolutely. We almost there, guys. We just wanna, you know, because we have to get into that wrap up mode. But you know, any parting shots? You know, you out there. Your music is out there. Where can people?
Are you going to be in Florida anytime soon?
Right. You know, what's the plan for the group?
Well, we're continuing to write music, all right? Because I think we think that we still have a lot to say. We're known for Rocksteady, but we're doing other things too. We have a new album coming out that's strictly roots reggae. You know what I mean? So we're not. We look at ourselves as singers. So a singer can sing any genre of music. You know.
Absolutely.
So we're not segregating ourselves and keeping ourselves in one little corner. You know. So we've got a lot more music to come and a lot more shows to do.
Yeah, we're not limiting ourselves to anything in particular.
Any concerts in the Florida area?
Area.
Florida. Well, you want to promote one? Because we're coming.
You know, it's a thought. I'm listening to you guys. We probably should have taken on a little promotion here, but you know, listen, it has been a pleasure, and I'm pretty sure all our listeners and viewers feel the same way. Just to be able to share space. Unfortunately, we couldn't connect with.
Because when I see the names Keith and Tex and Rudy Mills, I'm like, they're still touring, and then I realize and I start doing my research. I was like, yo, yes, all right, I'm looking forward to this. So,
where can we find your music, though?
Our music is all the usual places. iTunes,
Amazon. iTunes and Amazon. Anything for free, no. iTunes and Amazon, let them buy it.
Yeah.
Support the cause.
No free thing, no free publicity.
No. We're not into the free thing either. But at the usual places where people get their music is where our music can be found. You know.
Sounds good. Again, on behalf of the team,
yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure. We wanna, wish you guys continued success
and eternal
youth, growing. And whatever it is that you know, eat and drink, send me the recipe. We can use it, buddy.
What if I want one thing?
That's the curing. That's the curing part.
Sure.
Well, I think I catch up on
really
that.
Pleasure talking to you guys, man. You know,
the pleasure is ours.
You're knowledgeable. You shows you did the research and everything. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Paddy. Thank
all
you,
right, brothers.
Much.
Take care.
All the best.
All right. God
Take
bless
care.
you.
Yeah, man.
All right, Shaggy.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
Later.